Hey, it's Lopes here, and it's time to bleed our opponent's dry with a bleed-based Mercenaries team. The basic idea behind this team is the fact that you can actually abuse bleeds in quite a few ways now in Hearthstone Mercenaries. For example, Maiev actually prevents whoever you're targeting with her from healing, so any bleeds that you actually put on a target is just permanent as long as she's up on the board. Vashj also prevents your opponent from healing as effectively when they actually have bleeds on them. And there are two individual mercenaries with bleeds that are both AoEs, Captain Galvangar and Elise. Elise isn't really in here because of the Golden Monkey for once, just for the fact that the second step of the Golden Monkey actually gives your opponent a AoE bleed, and that's the main thing that you actually want. You can actually use the Golden Monkey to win the game, but most of the time you aren't going to. So let's begin with a Mercenary by Mercenary breakdown. First one on the team is Captain Galvangar, who we're using in here for Drekthar's Boon. Drekthar's Boon is going to be the equipment that you use, so you can actually put a bleed on Fatal Strike, thus preventing your opponent from healing that mercenary and making them take 10 damage at the end of each individual turn. However, there are cases where you're going to be wanting to use Rendering Cleave if you can actually hit all three targets with a bleed, and thus making your life a lot easier. Trigore is in here to protect our other two starting mercenaries because most people will just focus them down, and we are using Razor Claws and mainly just spamming Backlash. Now for Elise, we are mainly using her for the second step of the Golden Monkey, thus allowing us to put a bleed of 18 on all of our opponent's mercenaries and minions, thus allowing us to prevent them from healing a bunch of damage if we actually use her in combination with the next mercenary in the team, while also providing some much needed heals in the guiding path. The equipment we're using for Elise is Talon Trinket, which sometimes comes up, but it doesn't always. It's just better than the other two because neither of these actually help us in any way. Maiev, we are using Eyes of the Watcher as our equipment to make sure any bleeds we put on our opponent just stick, as long as she's actually up on the board. And you're mainly going to be using her first ability and sometimes her second ability, because did you know you can steal a minion's roll and thus make her neutral, making her even harder to kill? Sky Admiral Rogers is the next mercenary on the team, and we're using her mainly for the swashbuckling sash, so we can actually scale up her damage even quicker. So we can actually use her first and second abilities, though her last ability does come up quite a bit as a way to actually scale with the Golden Monkey if you actually do manage to get the Golden Monkey off. But Master Tactician does allow you to just make whatever bleed you want to go next, which is very impactful with a team like this. And finally, we have Lady Vashj, which we're using Witch's Mantle, which makes any targets affected by bleed receive 4 less healing in my case, but if you have it maxed out, 5 less healing. And for the most part, you're going to probably be using her first ability and her last ability just as ways to, again, scale with the Golden Monkey. However, you can use her second ability if you really need to put a bleed on whatever mercenary you want, or even just to trigger the nature combo with Elise, but that doesn't really come up much. That all being said, let's look at some game. Okay, so it looks like they mainly have fighters, which isn't a bad sign for us. If they had mainly protectors, we might be in a bad position, but we should still be able to do this one. Okay, so they're dragons. Well, this actually might mean this is going to be not that easy of a game. Okay, so we're going to want to focus down Trigore. Using Fatal Bleed, use our own Trigore's ability, and then buff up everything here. I'm assuming they're probably going to try to put up a taunt just to prevent us from hitting Trigore. It really just depends. That Nefarian's going to be a little bit annoying to deal with, though. Okay, Fatal Strike. Buff up everything. They're going to summon 3. Captain Galvangar is going to get hit. Then Elise is probably going to be dead here. That's perfectly fine if we can actually get rid of their Trigore, because if we still have ours, we're in a better position. Okay, so who do we want to put down next? Maiev is probably the safest bet just because they're mainly fighters. But Rogers also allows us to try to get an AoE bleed on everything here. Could be really cool. Okay, so they have Zoth. Ooh, that was a misplay. I should have not done it in that order. I probably should have just attacked there. Okay, let's see where this goes. Does no damage. Kills Nefarian. Yeah, I probably should have just did the AoE bleed, targeting the Kazakis. That was a little bit of a misplay, but it's fine. Okay, so Sinestra is what we want to hit next. I don't know how we're going to actually manage to do that. We can prevent her from healing, which puts us in an incredibly good position, though. Okay, they're going to put up an taunt. It's going to hit Sinestra. Okay, so they should have Zoth's last ability. We're going to use Vashj to try to not die instantly to N'Zoth. Probably going to use Reflective Shot here too. And Frightening Roar or Shout. Might as well. And then Trigore's going to be dead here no matter what, so we're not too worried about it. Okay, so we hit everything there. We almost kill everything. Okay, so all we have to deal with is Sinestra and whoever's on the bench. Samuro. Okay, Samuro is actually not that big of a threat. We're going to attack into the Sinestra, hoping that we can actually hit it before it gets a heal off. I think we can because they used the Arcane ability last turn, so we should be slower than us. We should just win from here. They're going to attack there. We're going to get Sinestra dead. Thoth is dead, and then we just have to win here. Unless they give up. Okay, so they're mainly casters. Let's see what they actually are. Oh, holy. Okay. Well, we'll prevent Anduin from healing, and then probably just win. This is probably the best matchup we possibly could have had. Oh, they're going to focus down Trigore. I don't really care too much about that. We're going to prevent healing on... Actually, no. We're going to use Frightening Shout to prevent them from using their full combo any other turn besides this. And then we're also going to put a bleed on everything, which means they're also probably not going to be able to deal with us either. Oh, they don't actually do full combo. Okay. I guess they thought this would be the case. Well, we still have Galvangar alive, so we can prevent healing on Anduin again. Vashj might be the best bet here, just so we can do a bunch of damage to everything. I'm gonna focus down Anduin. Probably shouldn't really focus down Anduin. We can just root everything, might as well. Actually, we should have probably attacked with her first ability, but oh well. Okay, so Anduin's dead, and we should just win from here.
Job's done. You cannot judge me.
Rallian. I really want to make Holy work. Hopefully after the changes, maybe it will, but you never know. That'll hit there. Okay, so put Rogers down. Then we should just win from here. Okay, so mainly casters. Let's see what they actually have in store for us. Ah, Yasharaj. Been a while since I've seen them. Okay, so They're probably going to put up taunt. They usually do. Probably should hit the Yasharaj and not the Trigore, but okay. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter if they put up the taunt. We're going to use Backlash. Doesn't really do anything. It's going to hit there. We're going to hit there. Okay, so let's use Frightening War, Backlash, and then our AoE bleed. That should kill everything here, I hope. Okay, so they're going to kill everything of ours here. I think the bleed should finish off everything. I hope. At least it gets rid of the Yasharaj. Okay, we can snipe the Trigore. Use Arcane Reflex. That should cause everything to take additional damage. We're going to actually try to bounce back Vol'jin. Mainly because they have 2 things on bench. Then we can give a cooldown of 3 to everything on Vol'jin, which is absolutely funny whenever they try to put him back down. So Vol'jin's back on the bench. Got rid of the Trigore. Now, what will they put down? I'm assuming one of those is Sylvanas, and the other one is probably, yep, that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we're going to want to focus down Sylvanas, try to get her killed this turn. Because if we can kill her before she actually gets her AoE nuke off, we should just actually win the game here. They were going to prevent us from healing, but it's okay. We don't actually really heal much in this comp. I'm going to get rid of both of those there, and then all we have to deal with is Ro and a Vol'jin that can do nothing. We actually might want to heal a little bit here too. Decisions. Let's use Firing Position. Then Single-Minded Pursuit. I think Tasman should be dead here. Close to it. Gonna kill the Vol'jin, and then all we have to deal with is Rome. And now we just win. Okay, so it's an even split team. We're gonna put down our normal 3. Dragons. Again. Now the question is, with that lineup on the bench, what do they have? Fatal Strike on that. We're gonna summon some ads. Trigore should be dead, I think. No, it's not going to be dead. It's close to dead, though. Down Rogers. We can snipe the Trigore here. And we can use Rendering Cleave. Actually, no, Frightening Shout is probably better. Okay, so Frightening Shout on the Kazakus. That doesn't really help us too much, though. It does prevent them from summoning any additional ads, which is nice, but it does force them to do other things. Okay, so it's dragons, but better than the last time. Gonna attack the 2010. Use Firing Positions, and then... Oh, we could actually use Fatal Strike, too. I'm just going to be dumb, and then I should have done the opposite there. Okay, that actually hit what we wanted it to hit. Okay, so that's going to keep hitting the target that is already dead. And Trigore's dead, and then Rogers is also dead. We should just win from here. We'll focus down or Sinestra, I think. We should be able to get pretty close here. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the build. Overall, this build was... I don't actually know where to categorize it. At first, when I was testing it, it wasn't that good. Then it was really good. And then it was really bad. And then it became good again. And then it ended up on kind of bad, but still kind of alright. It really just depends what other people are playing in whatever rank you're at. Which means I can't honestly recommend this build. If we get some more additional bleed support, this is probably a pretty good build to try out. However, as it currently stands, I don't know if this is enough to make a bleed-based team work. It's kind of sad that I have to use Elise in this build, even though I don't really want to, because she does have the best bleed in the entire game right now. And it isn't a consistent bleed, so you can't really rely on it. So you actually have to make ways to actually abuse the golden monkey as much as humanly possible, which is why Rogers and Vashj are both in here. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.